Hi everyone, my name is Veronica. If you're new and you enjoy this content, I hope you will consider subscribing. If you're returning, thanks for coming to hang out with me today. The video today is a tag video, which I love to do. I find them so fun, and I consider tag videos just another iteration of a way for us to tell you as viewers what we like in the perfume world and what we dislike, or some associations or memories. There's all sorts of variations on tag videos, and I just get a kick out of them. I was tagged by Ange at 50 Cents UK, my beautiful friend, super vivacious, full of energy, incredibly entertaining, gorgeous, does the most amazing makeup. Ange, we're waiting for you to do some makeup videos, okay? She's just delightful to watch. I have enjoyed her and consider her a friend. And I believe she was tagged by Joss Jane, another lovely YouTuber who I have enjoyed getting to know so much. She's also beautiful, has an amazing collection, and posts a lot. She does great content. I look forward to her almost daily uploads. So please go check them out. I will link them down below. I'm not sure if Joss originated the tag or someone else. So that's what I know about the tag. Let's jump in. The idea is to share with you 3 successful blind buys, meaning we purchased them without first sniffing them or really having any idea what they would smell like, other than other people's impressions of them and reviews we might have read. Now, I, at the time of this tag, was already working on like a successful blind buys and fails of 2021 so far. So you may see these again in that video that will be coming up a little bit later in the month, maybe a little further out into the summer. But let's get to it. My 3, I chose one that gets talked about way too much on YouTube. Too much is relative, right? Or up for perception. But it gets talked about a lot. Another one that is starting to gain a lot more notoriety. It's been talked about or made the rounds some, but not quite as much as the first one. And the third one is one that doesn't really get talked about much at all, not yet. So let's start with the one that everyone talks about or has been talking about, and she has made the rounds. And she is La Belle Eau de Parfum from Jean-Paul Gaultier. Who isn't familiar with this line of fragrances by now, with this gorgeous like gold, what do you call this? Whatever, there's a word for it that drapes across the neck. But this is just lovely. The bottle is so fun. And there's a bunch in the Gautier repertoire of fragrances. Is that even a word? I know repertoire is a word, but I don't know if you apply that to fragrance houses. Help! What do you call the body of fragrances in a house? The mind goes like mush once you press record on a camera. But anyway, this is gorgeous. I am so late to this game. Just recently purchased this maybe 2 or 3 months ago and have fallen in love with this fragrance. It's known for its pear note at the top, which is just such a gorgeous, delicious, actually I sprayed it on my hand, juicy note. It has bergamot also at the top. By the way, the interesting thing about this fragrance, there's a lot of interesting things, but one interesting thing is that for a long time on Fragrantica, there were only like 3 notes listed, and it's not until recently that all the notes have been listed, which I just get such a kick out of. By the way, listen, you can't always trust Fragrantica to give you the right notes. It'll give you an idea, right? But it won't give you all the notes sometimes. How do I know that? Because I've been played hard by Fragrantica often. I'll go look at notes. I'm over here telling people on a video, it has this, it has that, it has this. And then I go to the actual website of the perfumer, and it's a different set of notes. It's never totally far off, but it's not always, sometimes it's not always right on. I digress. Did you come here to hear that? No. Hopefully that was helpful to hear though. This is beautiful. Pear and bergamot at the top, floral notes and leather in the middle, the heart, and in the base, vanilla, vetiver, amber, and musk. I think this is, you have to love pear to love this fragrance, and I do. Pear is a favorite note of mine. I got a lot of favorite notes, but pear is one of them, okay? Pear is there in like the top 5 or so. It's just, it's juicy, it's delicious, it's sweet, it's feminine. I love this so much. This is really quite nice and deserves all the hype that it gets. Definitely a pair forward fragrance. You do get some of that muskiness, that vanilla, some florals, a touch of leather, a touch. You have to imagine it. La Belle. Moving along. The next one has gotten some love here on YouTube, not quite as much as La Belle. You can, see that on just about any channel. And it is Mancera Instant Crush. I really enjoy this fragrance. I like the ombre colored bottle on here. This is one that people have said smells kind of sorta like Baccarat Rouge 540. I think in the opening there's some similarities to those two, but this becomes its own fragrance, separate and different from Baccarat Rouge. Really quite nice. An alluring fragrance, a sexy fragrance. It does have a hint of masculinity to it. I think this is marketed as unisex. Let me see here. Yeah, it is marketed as unisex, and it does, like I said, have that hint of masculinity to it, but not so much that a woman couldn't pull this off. I do think this is better in cooler weather, fall, winter, maybe early spring. It's not one that I would feel bold enough to wear in the summer. I think it will probably suffocate people because it's such a strong fragrance. It's got saffron and ginger and orange and bergamot at the top. You do get this like aromatic citrus spicy thing at the top here. In the middle, amberwood, rose, jasmine, patchouli, base, vanilla, sandalwood, musk, and oak moss. So this is, like I said, a grown and sexy fragrance. It's one that lasts a long time. It projects quite a bit. It'll stay on your clothing for a long time too, so you gotta mean to wear this. It's sultry and it's deep. A little, I'm about to smell La Belle. We're not talking about La Belle, we're talking about this. Yeah, I get that like almost like an oudi incensey thing happening along with the spices in here. Instant Crush by Mancera. This next one hasn't gotten any love that I'm aware of. Perhaps someone out there has talked about it. I certainly haven't scoured YouTube to see if any videos have showed up. So there are 3 in this line, and it's the Jenoon line from Haramain. So I have just the regular Jenoon, which is this beautiful powdery, it's a powder bomb of a fragrance. Powder, powder, and more powder. I also have Jenoon Noir, which is considered a dupe for Dama Bianca from Xerjoff. Very lovely, much more subtle, sweetly feminine kind of fragrance. Real, not close to the skin, but skin scent like. It does have projection and all of that. But Jenoon Rose is the 3rd in the line. And I just recently acquired it, maybe in like the last month or so. It was created in 2019, so it's still fairly new. This is a lot like the original Jenoon with the powderiness, but it has some other interesting notes in here that one does not. It has cherry blossom at the top, so it does open up super bright, almost like the Japanese cherry blossom kind of smell from Bath and Body Works, with some powder right away. A little citrus, bergamot, and ylang-ylang. In the middle, powdery notes, heavy on the powder. This is a powdery fragrance like Jenoon. This also, though, has some amaretto, which gives it this creamy, nutty accord in the middle, heliotrope, and rose. And then in the base, suede, amber, and tonka bean. I have to tell you a funny story. My husband, when I sprayed this on to sample it, he didn't say anything. He was quiet. He was quiet. And I was like, so what do you think of the fragrance? I kind of torture him and I'm like, how about this? Do you like this? Do you like this? Sniff this part of my hand. Sniff over here. What about this? Do you like that? He's such a good sport. And so he said, yeah, I smelled it. I didn't want to comment. He didn't love it. And he was so funny. He goes, we always joke. This is a joke. He always says something like outlandish or outrageous about the fragrance just to make me laugh. And he goes, it's got a lot of tonka bean. And so, of course, I fell out laughing. And I was like, it doesn't have any tonka bean, silly. And sure enough, it's in the base. And so, now every fragrance he doesn't like, it's got tonka bean. It's a little like running joke in our house. I do like this fragrance. Certainly, I won't douse myself with it, you know, around him since he's not loving it so much. But I love the little cherry blossom thing happening at the top. I love a nutty accord in a fragrance. And it just does have this like powdery creaminess. I love heliotrope in a fragrance. I like this a lot. I would certainly wear this. Now, my friends, because I care about you all, with all of the Jenoons, do not overspray. If you've been watching me, you know the original Jenoon, I made the mistake of overspraying, going out to some wineries, and I I was like in an atomic cloud of powder and killing myself and everyone around me. It was bad. Beautiful fragrance. I just totally overdid it. This is one like that too. A spray or two of Jenoon Rose would be beautiful and take you through the whole day. So those are my 3 successful blind buys. I would like to tag a few people. One is Yulia Graham at scentsiblings.c.a. Did I get that right? Yulia, I never get your channel right, but I'll link you down below. I'd like to tag Marcy at Marcelena Teresa. I would like to tag Igioma at Skin by IG. And I would like to tag Ruth Mejia at All Things Beauty. I hope that you'd be interested in doing this. Share 3 of your successful blind buys with us. All right, folks, that's it. Take care and have a fantastic day.